Where do we go? What all we know? Bum, bum. Where are we now? Where are we now? Long, long. As long as the sun. As long as the sun. As long as the rain. As long as the sun. Am I alive or am I not? That's the problem. Huh? That's the problem. Am I live or am I not live? Are we live? Are we humans? Or are we... Hello. Hello. Hello, my dear friends. Hello, my dear friends. Here I am, a normal commoner, part of the average person with an accent. I'm here representing the average men. I'm representing the average men against the elitist, the power of the echelon of the upper class, made by those that claim the truth is on their side. Okay? And none of us will be imbued with such a gift from the heaven. None of us ever will be able to utter the truth. Not even in this full moon night, the luminous night. Those rays of gold will reach us, touch our skin in the darkness. Not even then we will be able to speak the truth. Only her, the one that speaks in the third person, will be able to do such a thing. And in order to go on tonight, we need some comic relief. We need some comic relief because it's getting so out of hand that I don't even know anymore where do I live. All right? I don't know anymore. I don't know what is happening. So for a moment, I had to pull up Dr. Curry again to remind myself that perhaps I'm not totally crazy. Not just an average representation of a man with an accent, but also somebody that perhaps can read and understand the words of a pro. And the words of this pro says, people with this disorder have to be the center of attention at all times. They do not care if that attention is positive or negative. Dr. Shannon Curry. Dr. Curry, thank you very much. People with this disorder often place blame on others without seeing any fault in themselves. Still the same doctors from above. Okay, it was one doctor. Oh my God. Where am I going with this? First of all, I don't know. But after the interview of today, right? And I'm actually terrified. There is part of me that almost wants to just perish in my sleep. Because tomorrow when I wake up and I find out that there's a third part, no pun intended, there's a third part in this interview, I'm afraid, I'm scared that I have to review it. There's a burp coming. Sorry. So, I'm a little scared for tomorrow. All right. Just give me a second. We drink some water. Me and my alter ego. And I was channeling like something. So, first of all, good evening, everybody. We got to watch some memes. We got to watch some stuff, some memes review stuff. We got to laugh a little bit because now it's certain It's certain which these people have some type of agenda. It's certain that also the people working behind her, in my opinion, I think they can get away with this. I don't know who these PR, who they are, but it's definitely not working. But it's obvious that there is a machine that it's bigger than her. And I don't know why some of those entities are still betting on her, actually. That's actually surprising, because this is not going down well at all. I think people underestimate the power of the internet in general, which is the people. They're really underestimating this, to the point where I don't think that they really have envisioned the damage that she's causing to herself. There is no way out of this. There is no way out of this. So anyway, and I say this like, you're doing this. Okay, fine. I'm not doing this. We create content. In that way, I almost offer like an olive branch, all right, to the third person. Thank you very much, I have to say, because the content, it's actually enriching life of some of us. So out of your misery, somebody else is sprouting. It's a little bit like the metaphor of a life. The bacteria feed on the corpses of the deceased, and then on top of it, flowers are born, grown, and bees are impollinating those flowers, making sure that the peaches, the tree, can give and deliver the fruit that the kids will eat tomorrow. So you see, on top of manure, there is something that it's beautiful. And therefore, your manure, your composition, your natural state of being will fertilize the future. The kids, it's for the kids. Thank you, AH, so much for all this manure, all this turd that you're fertilizing around, allowing us to riff off of this. Thank you actually very much. I went on a tangent there, on a long tangent, but it was necessary. You gotta give thanks, You have to appreciate. Oh, man. Well, that's why we're doing a video that it's a little bit like, we gotta have at least a little bit of fun, with this. So, you heard Dr. Curry, what she said. Ooh, oh my God, let me get into my wits. Let me get into my wits. By now you have seen the interview. I think that even Johnny is somewhere going like, this woman is crazier than I thought. She really topped herself. I thought I'd seen it all. But in fact, she had one extra gear. I did not know. So, let's just scroll through some memes here to have a little bit of an idea of how the internet is reacting to this woman. Some headlines. We got actually some decent headlines here. This is such an honest headline. Let's see. AH trashed over career killing interview. America is glad she lost. I mean, this is exactly what is happening, and they don't realize it. The PR should just tell this woman, please take an holiday. Just 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, just don't talk anymore. So, but yeah, like I said, it feels like that there's something behind her that it's pushing this agenda, and they think that probably on the back of 6-7 years of that image, maybe she's believing that herself. Maybe it's not even the PR. She thinks on the shoulder of all those years of being represented as a virtuous signaling victim, she could get away by trying to distort the perception in the public eye. It's not really working, unfortunately. For you, hey, I know that guy. Huh? Click, upvote. Click upvote. I already did. Oh, man. Let me see. Can we watch this a second? This is a short video. What is that? There's a third. There's a third on the bed. Whoever did that was pretty cool. Who's that? Who's that? Rorio. Rorio? Very good. Subscribe to Rorio. Oh, guys. I'm not a lawyer, obviously. Obviously, you're not a lawyer. It was so fascinating how quickly she threw everyone under the bus, including her lawyers. And remember, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Without AH, there will be no freedom of speech. None of it, nowhere, not even for the Greeks. All right? I don't know what I just heard, but it was scary. Are they saying like shut your mouth? Because that's what I hear. I hear shut your mouth. Which, it's a great advice, alright? It's a kind of spooky, but nonetheless, a very good advice. If you would have kept that advice...
In a lie in court?
I am not here to call any of his witnesses any names. Randos, as I say.
I love the internet. This is why I love the memes. Because when I did the video today, that's the first thing the first thing I had in my head is randos. This woman kind of has a selective memory. It's like she says something, she forgets immediately that she already said, she already has created the damage. Now she's trying to sort of, redeem from the damage that she has created. Too late, woman. I'm sorry for you. I'm very sorry. This simple man with an accent, the man that it's part of the earth, not pun intended, all right? Just the average man, part of the earth with an accent, okay? I cannot understand, but I understand this.
Did they all come in and lie in court?
I am not here to call any of his witnesses any names. Randos.
Randos and the left. Oh my God. Can you imagine the fun of working with this
Peggy
woman?
18.
Hey.
Get GTA Online free on PS5.
What is this? What is happening here? What is happening? Huh? What is this? Where is the sound coming from? Huh? Where are the sound coming from? I don't know. I have to put the volume. Let me see if I can put the volume. There you go. If I do this, probably the volume is off. So, bizarre response. Here we go. This was the bizarre response. AH and JD lawyer saying she put on a performance. Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he has scissors for fingers. What? It's funny because I think that she meant that in somehow like there's always some kind of attempt at a veiled insult, you know, in those statements. And I don't know exactly what she meant with this, but I'm pretty sure in her head was some kind of veiled, not compliment, like insult for JD. Oh man.
Placed into a locker. Larger devices, including your laptops, must be switched off and stowed away into your luggage. Take care the lost device does not get lost in your seat.
I don't know where this came out, but you know what? I feel already better, okay? I feel better seeing Camille with her friend smiling like this, being extremely cute. Just, it's like a little bit of pause in between all this other stuff. Like, all right, let's get a little bit more Camille on this channel.
Devices, including your laptops, must be switched off and stowed away into your luggage. Take care the lost device does not get lost in your seat.
This is probably Camille reacting after the interview of AH.
Peggy 18.
Listen,
Get GTA Online free on PS5.
Where is this coming from? Where are you coming from? I don't see it. It's coming from here. Don't talk if I don't tell you to talk. So I don't know actually who is this actress. Maybe she took lessons. Who is this? Grouchy Grumpy. A. Crawford. I don't know who is this actress. Who is this actor? We gotta find out. What does it say? Ah, Joan Crawford. Archetype. Okay. So probably somebody was one of the greatest actors of all time. Someone with pure talent. What's Amber? Someone who has been in a dozen movie nobody ever noticed. There was been alright, anyway. We all know that. I don't want to bash her on her skills. She's doing that to herself anyway. Alright, before we continue, there is really here, like, this is all Amber third. This is all Amber memes. This is exactly what everybody would like to do if they will meet that woman and tell her in her eyes, you're lying, and then wasting a pie. I don't know if I would want to waste a pie, honestly, okay? Especially if it was a good pie. I will keep the pie for myself. And I would just tell her, you're a liar. So we got David Bowie here saying, you cannot tell me, she says, you cannot tell me that you think that this has been fair. You say that so often. I wonder what your basis for comparison is. Yeah, yourself. Who knows? We don't know. The joke that keeps giving. Bee collection. Amber pooped on a me. My dog stepped on a bee. So on a bee without glasses I cannot see. Sadly it was the honey, not Cheerios bee. You're an idiot, so scream. But that's not really rhyming. For the Nuki. Oh my god, they can knee. You see, there was this. Come on, something that rhymes with B, that it's a little bit more complex than knee. I don't know if this is still there. Honestly, it would be interesting if this is still there. Somebody hacked already some time ago. They hacked IMBD. You know, this should have been the subtext of the interview today. You know, like under age speaks out, and then under that they should have just written this. Amber Musk. I don't know who did this, but this is brilliant because here says like Amber and Musk. Smells like BS to me. What a smell. What an accomplishment. Oh man. People when you need something from them versus people when they need something from you. Yeah, the PT tour goes on. I have the feeling though that I think after this interview probably they realize the backlash that it's gonna be humongous. I think she's gonna go quiet and then they will do this appeal thing. I also saw like I saw also a video of Tag, that umbrella guy, that he was explaining this new paper. Actually, we saw the paper yesterday that they're trying to seal some of those documentation in the trial, right? But he explains it well. So I think what they're trying to do with the appeal is also to seal some of the either deposition or stuff that it's probably available to the public that will not be available to the public anymore. So I don't know exactly how that works, or stuff that it's not I don't know, out yet. I wonder if it has to do also with the audios that we have seen, that they are leaked. Well, those, I don't think those that can be stopped, you know, those are just around, but maybe those that were given. So there's this thing about the appeal and sealing all of that stuff. So that tells you a lot somehow. If they're trying to, and I suppose if the objective is to seal some of those documents, basically it's because it's like a sort of political maneuver, you know. They're working in the terrain far ahead from now, because remember, people forget the perception in the public changes. So in a couple of years, when things die off a little bit, or 3-4 years, when things die off a little bit, then you can go around starting to do exactly what she's doing now, trying to gaslight the audience, and then there will be less stuff around, I suppose. Like if those documentation cannot be found anymore because they're under seal, I have to look into it exactly how that works, because like I said, I think that the stuff that it's out. So I don't know if those things which they're going to go under seal, or they want to put them under seal, then will affect also all the leaked stuff that exists in this ecosystem of YouTube, between YouTubers and everything, so I don't know. That actually would be interesting to understand. Or if it's just confined to this trial, the documents which were given in this trial, they're doing some kind of damage control just to keep stuff, the least outside for them is the better, because then when they start the campaigning again, it's like truly like politician moves, when the campaigning starts again, you have less stuff to draw from, but I think now it's too big. It really got too big. I don't think you can do really damage control on this. This is just absolutely out of hand. Yes, this is funny. A third in public, a third at home. Yes, that's how it feels, man. The most infuriating thing about these interviews are really like, also that she's basically, and I'm sure a lot of people have said this already, I'm pretty sure, but literally she admitted again that she thinks that JD lied, that he lied. That's another defamation. That like she stands with the thing that she said, which I'm pretty sure a lot of other people have pointed out that as well. She said a lot of crazy stuff on that stand. A lot of crazy stuff, and she said, I'm going to stand by those words to the end of my days. There was a lot of BS. I mean, those hours of cross-examination and counsel, the redirect or whatever, it's all there. People can rewatch it if they want. I don't advise you to, if you like to keep your bowel movement just for tomorrow, following a normal rhythm, because if you do that, their rhythm will be broken, will accelerate, the propensity of your intestine to get rid of what's inside. Okay? So watch out. Just a warning if you choose to go and check those things. By the way, I think my camera is off. Give me a second. Sorry guys, my camera got off again. Here we go. Let me see if we are back on. Just a moment. With me and you and me, forever, forever, forever. Here we are again. So guys, please don't forget, just a little pause, please don't forget to hit the like. The more we are, the better. I know that I'm streaming in a moment where there is a lot of competition and bigger channel doing this, but I just wanted to do a little bit of having fun together with some of us. Yes, she is out of her freaking mind. This is not normal. Like I said in the other video, there must be some real pathological condition for somebody to not be aware of what has happened, what is happening in the world, how people are perceiving you. And yeah, really, I've seen somebody making a comparison with the Cosby and Prince Andrew and the Smollett guy, like she's part of the club now, the failed attempt interview after the deeds to correct their image. But yeah, I mean, not really happening. Honestly, people always make fun of this, but I don't think even this would be a possibility. I think we got to the point where people will even refuse to buy toilet paper if she was on it. So the thing that it's most absurd also about the interview is really like the blatant lies of even accusing Johnny that he edited the audios that were leaked, you know? So more defamation. I mean, actually, you know, Johnny Depp, but also her, like those are big, you know, like anyway, compared to normal people, the average person, the average person. Anyway, you got the point, right? So that's the whole point of defamation, right? When somebody's a public figure, she was a public figure, nonetheless, less famous, but also pretty well known in the circle, especially as an activist, you know, as a virtuous activist in the last 40 years or so, which she benefited greatly from, you know, the Me Too movement and all those other charitable causes which used her as a face. So she really, I think, got a lot of her ego pumped all those years. And I think it's also the reason why she tried so desperately to convince people she was still dead. But now it's just obvious. People have seen it. Johnny Depp, no, don't on the back. Hulk Hogan doing his Hulk Hogan thing. Yeah, unfortunate. That's the internet, and that's exactly what it's happening. That's exactly what it's happening. I love this meme. I've seen it already. I love this meme of, like, this is from The Shining, which is I think it's a book from Stephen King, and this is a movie, of course, the movie made by Stanley Kubrick. With I guess there is Jack Nicholson should be AH, and yeah, that's exactly how it went, the dynamic between those two people, exactly like that. She's chasing him and blaming him for what she's doing. So I was actually watching this thing of this YouTuber, Dr. Gary, what's his name again? Dr. Gary Linkov. I actually just watched it before. It was interesting. Like, yes, I think he's a surgeon, plastic surgeon, and he explained some stuff about age, that she might have done actually some lip correction, some probably cheek implants. Yeah, interesting. Here we go. I knew this would happen. We get the concept of free speech from the Greeks. Shut your third mouth, you lying. See you next Thursday. Huh? Shut your hole. I know. The Greeks. Amber is a gift. I gotta read this. Let's see what it says. Reading a lot of don't give her oxygen, don't watch stuff, and on one level I get that, particularly when it comes to a narcissist. That said, I think that perspective misses an important point, namely, many people didn't watch the trial and instead were spoon-fed disjointed media coverage. This interview might be their first exposure to herd speaking, body language, social clues beyond the torque deadline or biased column. I'm no mind reader, but I'm very confident thinking this interview reflects poorly on H. Most average people won't find her compelling, truthful, attractive, or sympathetic. Let her speak. She's her own worst enemy, and she actually damaging the false narrative some in the media have pushed. Sorry. AH is a gift. Every time she opens her self-serving, disingenuous mouth, and this interview is further proof. Blather on, sister. Actually, this guy has a very good point. Upvote. Because that's very true. That's very, very good point. Some people that they see for the first time the cringe of the interview, and they realize like, oh, wait a second, that's it? This is it? And they might be curious to go like, finding incredibly average video. Brian's video, by the way, if you don't know incredibly average, go subscribe. He's basically the OG, one of the OG of this, bringing light to the darkness already for almost 3 years actually. So pretty cool. Oh man, I see no scenario for the moment where this woman, she's coming on top, honestly. The only thing is that, yeah, I don't know. I see this woman all the time. I know that this is the girlfriend. I think she's the girlfriend now. I see, and also everybody's always like posting stuff of this woman. I downvote. I think like to me it feels like that this woman, she's just a mouthpiece for her, for the girlfriend, literally speaking. And like I said yesterday, I actually feel sorry for her because she will soon realize, sooner or later, she will realize how it is to be discarded by a narcissist that lose interest in you. So, yeah, but anyway, people do themselves. I don't wish that to happen, but considering this person history, I don't know if, I don't know if it's going to go well. But anyway, it's not up to us. But I kind of feel a little bit sorry for her, even though she's just like the white knight of her girlfriend, basically, like spearheading a pointless campaign of nonsense tweets, which they're doing nothing but to make her infamous. And she will have a life also after AH, and she will be remembered as that infamous mouthpiece, This is the problem with thinking that the movements that you belong to, or the movements which you're promoting, and in turns you think that they're promoting you, you think that those movements make you feel invincible, And this is, I think, the mistake also AH made. Because it is true that those movements, including perhaps the Me Too movement, they started out from something powerful and necessary, and we all agree on that. I still agree on that to the extent of the basic concept of it, of equality, and also unmasking, like those people which abuse their power against women, So totally great. I've said that many times, and I still stand by that, of course. But like any movement or affiliation or people that they feel that they are part of this movement, they become more and more powerful. And by becoming more and more powerful, some of them also become corrupt. And I'm not saying that the movement in itself is corrupt, but I'm pretty sure that people which they're affiliated with it inside or working for it, because of the extra power, because of how big it's becoming, I'm pretty sure some behave in a corrupt manner. So it's just how it is. And therefore sometimes those people think like the woman before feels like they can get away with stupidity also, like trying to distort reality, and they think they can get away with it. You can't get away with it. Please guys, hit the like. All right, before we go, let's put it on something funny here. When she sat down for her Today Show interview, I don't know who this is. Hi, manipulatively. Oh my God, I cannot say that. Manipulatively. All right, I sound like I just spoke Russian somehow. All right, guys, sip of water. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Don't forget to hit the like. We are almost at 400 likes. Let's see if we can get to 400 likes. So, all right, we got some Chicago in the house. Yes, she believes Cat New York. Yes, she believes her own lies. That's very true. And Ellie L. Political action groups receive millions of dollars from the huge corporation that promote this kind of thing. I think so too, actually. That's what I was trying to explain in the beginning, which I think is just a sense. I think there is something bigger behind her, which is still supporting her, I think. Or maybe they're trying, or she's trying to get supported by this, bigger thing, bigger PR machine, or like movements, those things, like those association or whatever they're called. So yeah, definitely. Also makes you think, like, perhaps there are people interested in, there are still some people or some organization interested in still portraying this woman as the victim. I don't know. Honestly, I don't see that going very well, like, honestly, I don't see that going very well, honestly. I don't think any big name like the I don't know who is the leader of the Me Too movement, if there is such a thing, I don't know. But I don't think some of those that will come forward in her assistance, honestly. I think it could just damage them. Like, I saw some interviews, I think people tried to have like a more vague approach to this, but to juggle around it. But I don't think some of those organizations will come forward just in her support. I mean, I don't see that being like. Also, I don't know the LCLU, what they're doing. I think they still have her as a face, as a whatever it's called, which is also pretty strange. If this SCLU gets money from people, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get way less money in the near future. So yeah, I don't think the interviewer, Lady Dragon says, I don't think the interviewer believed a single word of age. That's very true. I also think that the interviewer believed none of what she said. I think she was almost bewildered. She was like, wow. It's like, this woman is just relentless with this BS. There is no stopping her. Yeah, the infamous Edward Scissorhand reference she made. Such a random movie to take from, in a way. It's always a pleasure to see John Wayne Dennison. So make of it what you want, but tomorrow you're gonna hear probably a little bit more. I think there's, what is it, tomorrow or the 17th? I forgot. I think there must be like more parts of this interview, if I heard correctly. So to connect the dots, probably she took the private jet that flew in New York for that interview. So I wonder if she's still giving interview. So Janet Wellesley Heron says, Amber has not helped any abused woman or man or children. She only loves herself and her own issues. People should avoid her like a plague. Any goodness she has is in her past, and she's full of pride. I think they thrive on the attention. They thrive on the attention, but you see that, she's getting a lot of negative attention, which it's really hard to recover from. Because, you think, you give it for granted that you might have achieved a better position in society as an artist, but that that success does not depend only on you. That success depends largely by the people that choose to support you. And of course, the people will support talent, they will support something they see in you. It's not just something like, it's not just like the artist has no merit whatsoever. Of course, the artist has a lot of merit, which is being able to entertain and to give people something that they're looking for in the moment, whether they're being like music or comedy or drama, painting. So definitely talent, but it's people, it's still people in large number that make you who you are at that level, including Johnny Depp. And Johnny Depp knows that very, very well. That's why he's so humble. That's why he's so kind to his audience. That's why even after all this success, he still is incredibly humble towards his audience, and grateful, because you just disappear, which most likely is going to happen to her, because I don't see any major brand for the foreseeable future, or any movie that really wants to have the risk, of put this woman into the movie. And in regards, like we can refresh this, you can see that this has passed the 4.5 million. Actually, now it's 4,600,000 and counting. So I don't know if she continued giving this interview, I'm telling you, this is gonna get past the 6 million, like very quickly. So guys, again, hit the like. We're gonna talk about the movie for a moment. Hit the like. We're not yet at 400 likes. Come on, we can do it. Come on, people. We used to have chats. We used to have lives of 10,000 people. Come on. Come on, you lovely human beings. Hit the like you want to hit something else. Like, imagine it's a mosquito, when you're trying to sleep, and the mosquito always finds your mouth, right? Your face. Imagine that and hit it. Instead, hit the like button. Don't hit the mosquito. So let's talk about the movie. I'll tell you what I think about this. Not that you asked, but we're going to talk about it anyhow. So I frankly think that if it's true, this thing, that because so far, as far as I'm concerned, those can be still just rumors, but we saw this post of this somebody that had like insight or whatever, stating that Warner Brothers did some screening test with her inside, screening time 20-25 minutes. So that means that they're trying to see how people react. And I understand that, because obviously they made the movie before the trial was over. So they already shot the movie. They're probably finishing editing. So the movie's done. And it's going to come out 2023. So this is also a lot of times people I see in the comment, they don't realize this. She's already been paid for this. She already acted in it. This thing, it's already in post-production. So they're trying stuff, because obviously they created a story with her inside, which now trying to trim it down too much can affect the story overall. So I think Warner Brothers is also trying to juggle this in the way that, all right, we either lose 100 million on this movie, but with her inside maybe still works, and we still have a chance, like that the people which they don't care so much neither about her or Johnny Depp, they will go see the movie and we still make some money, but I don't know, to that degree they're foreseeing this. Maybe they're also like thinking, okay, this movie cost 150 million, we have to try, we just have to try to get the money back, we just have to try to make the first 300 million, then it's fine. Even if it flops, we don't care. We send it on, stream, fine. Those studios can afford to lose money on a movie. It's not that they can't. I think it's in, it's always a risk. So I think they're probably trying really the lesser evil. You know, also because I think because of the political landscape, I think they don't want to be forced now to show they actually remove a female actress from the movie, which I can tell you will enrage a lot of those people in those movements, without saying any name now. But you can be sure that the super woke left or whatever, they're going to be furious if the studios remove a woman, you know, from the movie. I'm telling you. Even though, as you might know, Johnny Depp was literally destroyed by accusations. Like, remind yourself that probably, and I don't know if this is for the better or for the worse, but most likely Pirates of the Caribbean 6, and this is just a speculation of course, but I can tell you that most likely Pirates of the Caribbean 6 doesn't exist because those allegations. Because I'm pretty sure that without those allegations, they would have thought about making another one, at least with Johnny Depp inside of it. So you can be sure that because of this op-ed, that guy lost also the possibility to close the arc of that character that he created and that is beloved. In this way, this woman is quite evil actually, because she has managed to tarnish his career, right? And like Johnny Depp said in an audio, your jealousy is so tragic, which is true, which turned out to be absolutely true, that she's so incredibly frustrated about how such a giant of a figure Johnny Depp has been, right? In the history of modern cinema, both indie and also commercially, with this beloved character of Jack Sparrow, such a giant, you know, in Hollywood, in the arts of cinema in general, that she just couldn't stand it, and she went after to destroy it, to the point where the guy most likely, and again another, this is perhaps can come across as biased or another speculation, but I feel pretty certain that JD, his issues only increased with the relationship with this woman. It only got worse. I'm not saying that he would have been a saint without this woman, or that he would have drank like less, maybe less, you know, not to that level. But one thing I'm certain, that the combination of the two for sure made his reality much, much worse, because then you realize what he was dealing with. So I'm pretty sure the guy really just got much worse, man, like doing stuff and everything. And anyway, she went after his legacy, right? And she managed to destroy it. She managed to destroy it. That's why sometimes, you know, I also have to remind myself, because I'm an empathetic person. You know, I have empathy. I see her lying to herself, lying to the world, and I have moments every time where you think, oh, poor freaking soul. She's just another freaking damaged human being that, for whatever reason, she's been traumatized as a child. She grew up as a freaking narcissist, almost sociopath or something, and there's no out of it so far. And you feel bad for them. But then you remind yourself that this woman actively went after the legacy of another human being because she couldn't be him, because she couldn't be the person that she projected herself to be with her ego. Then she went after to destroy him, and she managed. She managed. The guy that probably we will never see a Jack Sparrow ending, you know. Luckily now his reputation is being restored, but it's still going to take some time before, you know. It's not just, you know, luckily this happened now, but in the meanwhile, for 6 years, she managed to destroy him, you know. And it would have stayed that way. would have stayed that way. And can you imagine, I've said this so many times, like just remind yourself that all those audios and herself and the possibility to see the trial televised actually helped the people understand what really happened behind those closed doors that she claimed yesterday, right? So let that sink in for a moment. Let's see if it went on a little bit more. Let's see. It was 981. 981. Somebody, what up? Oh no, it's still 981. Here we go. Nobody signed yet. Oh my God. Can you imagine? I don't want to be this woman right now. Yeah, this was beautiful. He made me hit him. Says the non-abuser, but don't believe the recordings. I never hit him. The thing that was really like fascinating about the interview also was how she tried to manipulate the audios, you know, like how she tried to manipulate the fact actually that the guy was running away and she was hitting him. She was hitting him in self-defense. Oh man. I mean, you must be absolutely unaware of, I don't know what it is. Should we click on this? Are we gonna regret this? No, there's nothing. If she could see herself in the mirror and see herself, she would be afraid. Yeah, this is how I feel, like exactly. This is how I feel about the new girlfriend. Poor thing, honestly. She's gonna find out the hard way. Because I think it was Dr. Curry. I don't remember if it was Dr. Curry saying, like, you know, that when all of a sudden they can both, like, you know, they can basically bring you to incredible heights in the way they perceive you, you know, and then all of a sudden you can just, you know, get out of favors with them and you're just the last piece of trash on the sidewalk for them. So it's a very, very sketchy place to be in a relationship with somebody like that. One day they praise you and all of a sudden you are their problem, you know? Their suffering is caused by you and they will destroy you. Yeah, this also was fascinating. Like, H says, says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissor for fingers. I listened to weeks of testimony saying I'm a terrible actress. I'm a bit confused how I could be both. I still don't have I still don't understand how Edward Scissorhand fits into this. I'm still confused, honestly. And we just know you're a bad actress. That's all. That's all we know about you. You're a bad actress. Unfortunately for you, but you are. I saw this post that Johnny took down from TikTok his video to thank people. So yeah, I wonder why. This is a Czech magazine for Czechoslovakia. I wonder what it says here. It says here at Men Too. Be interesting to see. Yeah, let's go a little bit through some third person memes. Oh man, the pledge is gonna go on for some time, man. The pledge and the donation is gonna go on for some time. Yeah, I love this. It was the dog. Like, those dogs are so tiny. Dogs are so tiny. What are you doing here? I'm gonna pay Johnny Depp. I actually saw that they're doing the second series of this. I remember watching this series, and of course I got, I got into it myself, but to an extent. But I honestly don't see like how the second one can be surprising, because in the end, one big thing of this TV series was the sort of surprise factor, right? Now that it's sort of revealed, I mean, how many twists can they create in that? You know what I mean? So, TPS, thank you so much for the super chat. She likes to insult people. Like, she's insulting people all the time. She's still insulting Johnny. Breaking news. Amber has been removed from Aquaman. Is it true? I don't think so. Let's see. Let's refresh this. Probably is going to be already here. Let's see. I don't think so. I don't think is there any official statement somewhere? Aussie girl. That would be interesting. This is the supporter of age. Look at this. I really hope the second part tomorrow will be more in depth. She's so unbelievably strong, though. I honestly think a lot of her supporters are just girls, which they're going through like the pubescent phase of hormonal turmoil, which they just engage into something so viscerally emotionally, and for whatever reason they developed a sympathy for this woman because they support the female cause of whatever movement is associated with whatever it's woman, and they're so emotionally engaged with it that they totally oblivious to facts and the evidence. That's the only thing I can think of. And also that they are probably like her. Somehow they have narcissistic personalities as she has, like some toxic traits. It cannot be otherwise. If you're a normal woman, like a woman with like literally like any sense of yourself, or a man with any sense of yourself, you will see through that and you will go like, please, no. So Daily Mail Online. Lost King of the Rome will be recast for this film and any future film. Source, Just Jared. Okay, those are movie leaks from Just Jared. I don't know if this is true. We will find out. I'm sure there is other things. Exclusive, let's see. Just Jared. Well, this is not a source. This is just I don't know what the hell is this. Well, we have to find another source. This is just, I don't know, it was just a link It's a web magazine or some sort. Amber Heard is being cut out of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Aquaman 2 and her role of Mera will be recast. Source exclusively tell justjared.com. Well, like I said, if they're doing this, they really don't want to lose money on the movie. Probably they have made their calculations. Because the thing is this, like we have discussed this so many times, but if there are like 4.5 million people which took the time to sign this petition, right? There's going to be another probably as much or more which either didn't know about the petition or they didn't care enough to sign the petition, but they still will not go and see the movie. You know, so there can be quite more. So it may be that maybe they're making their calculation and they realize like, hey, we're going to lose a ton of money here. Nobody believes this woman. It's unreal. She sunk to a new low. AH faces furious backlash online for repeating a allegation against Johnny Depp in Today's Show interview as critics slam for continuing to spout sickening and delusional lies. If this is really on the Daily Mail, I think even mainstream media is probably literally turned the page. Even the mainstream media is like, whoa, we're gonna enrage the last few readers that we have if we continue like this. So probably they're like, all right, enough is enough. Even for us, we just can't continue this. So I'm just trying to see if there is a new, because this is the only place we can see this is on this Just Jared. And I don't know, yeah, we gotta find out a different source about this thing. But this is big news, man. So, like I said, if this comes to be true, then means that they've been so much under pressure. And honestly, I feel very bad for Jason Momoa, honestly. Because for whatever reason now, you know, his image has been associated with all of this. And so far, he doesn't deserve it, you know? He doesn't deserve all this strange, unwanted infamy, so to speak, attached to his movie, you know, to the movie that he's the main character of, you know? So in that way, I feel a little bit sad for him because, yeah, it's literally by default damaging his image as well, you know? Momoa is Fast and Furious. Yeah, but I think that franchise is, I don't know, but that franchise feels like it's at the end. Literally, it was like there's 10 movies of that. Can it be any? I know they're super popular. I know that those movies, despite everything, they do really well in those new emerging markets around the world. They really, really do extremely well. And I think they probably do more movies. I think they're focusing more on that probably than... yeah, than on the national market, internal market, probably. Even though it's always very important, American market. Like you're seeing it with Maverick, Top Gun, you know. I think the movie reached at 360 million at the box office internally. So it's on its way like to 700-800 million. Well, yeah, I'm not surprised if she's losing this because, yeah, there's so much pressure now. Like literally, those people can lose the potential of a movie like Aquaman 2 already to not do great. You know, it's very high already without this whole AH thing, gate, you know? It's already, there's already a big chance the movie will not have done as well, because that's how it is, you know? I mean, I don't think the first Aquaman was great either, honestly, if you ask me. Was not very memorable. I've seen it only once, but if I have to tell you the truth, I remember better the role of Arthur Curry. By the way, Dr. Curry, Arthur Curry, Aquaman, there is a synchronicity there. I don't know why, but there is a synchronicity, okay? There is a synchronicity with Curry, Shannon, and Arthur Curry from Aquaman. How about that? Huh? We realize something right now. This synchronicity cannot go unnoticed, all right? You heard it here first. So yeah, I mean, I honestly remember more of Arthur Curry as Aquaman in the Justice League, and I think was no, I don't think it was Superman versus Batman, but I think it was Justice League. Yeah. So I remember his part much more there than actually in his own movie. So I mean, like I said, if they want to reshoot the movie, we don't know yet. That was just this is just on Just Jared here, so we don't know. We don't know if it's really true. But if they do, that means that they're doing their calculation well, and they might have lost more money than we think. I mean, I'm pretty sure that millions and millions and millions of Americans, probably in the tens of the dozens of millions, I don't know, maybe 10, 15, 20, 50 million people maybe in the US have watched this trial. I don't know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people watched this trial also in the US. So that alone, it's huge in terms of like market for the movie. If there is that much people pissed off when this movie comes out, a lot of those people probably they're gonna watch it on bootleg or something, you know, they're not gonna pay. So maybe they still watch it somewhere, like, you know, but you're not gonna pay for it, you know? And that of course takes revenue away from the movie, and the American market is huge. So if they fail to get the first push of the first 100 million or so in the internal market, you know, it's not a good sign for the international market. So I suppose so the movie could flop badly, you know. Sometimes there are movies like which they don't deserve to flop. Like there's this movie actually that I always thought that it's not bad. There are some things which could have been done way better, I think. But I never understood why the movie of Disney wasn't a bigger success. Because it's actually a very nice movie. It's very entertaining, beautiful how do you call it, like a soundtrack, some nice themes. It's based basically on the real story from which Star Wars takes inspiration from, those old comics. And it was a pity that just barely made the money back of the movie, but I think it's becoming more of a cult movie now. It's like a science fiction movie. I think it was made in 2012. I wonder if some of you already know what kind of movie I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure, I'm sure that in 800 people in my audience, there is a few nerds which they know the movie I'm referencing. So let's see if we get the name or not, or I have to tell you. Let's see. Let's see if I have to tell you or you tell me. I said it's a movie made around 2012, eh? Okay, I just want to say congratulations, Bruce Hammond. You won, and you're pretty awesome. And I think that Bruce Hammond, probably like me, believes that John Carter was actually a decent movie. How many of you have seen John Carter? It's such a pity that that movie didn't do well. Exactly, Princess of Mars. I think this is the original comic, or the original title from the fiction, from the book. It's such a pity that they didn't make a sequel to that John Carter. I don't think it was as bad as they make the movie to be. There are so many bigger movies today which I think they're way worse than John Carter was, honestly. It's a nice science fiction movie which actually is based on I think on some very old novels, which are actually the novels from which George Lucas took inspiration to create Star Wars. So basically, John Carter was supposed to be the movie before Star Wars, because it's literally adapting the novels, you know, which were written I don't know how long ago. Actually, they're pretty old novels. And, you know, George Lucas, of course, got there first, combining a little bit of Greek mythology, I suppose, with those novels from the Princess of Mars. And he created Star Wars. And I think that's also probably the reason why, like many said, that John Carter wasn't as successful, because it was presenting some of the stereotypes that we know in those science fiction movies in that way. But I think it's still a pretty good movie. Yeah, the main actor wasn't that popular. I've seen him in another movie, a few other movies. Wasn't very popular. It's nice to see that some of you like seen that movie. So anyway, reshooting the whole thing, probably it's more convenient for them, because they have a chance that, the first Aquaman did very well commercially, even though there were so many messy scenes and also action scenes in the water, which, I mean, there was literally like seahorses being ridden by those warriors under the water. I mean, to that level, you know. So just there was also that in that movie. So, and it did well. It passed 1 billion. I honestly think that if they'd released John Carter maybe it would have done better. They also didn't do good publicity to that movie. But I would love to see a second John Carter. Such a pity. So yeah, they reshoot the movie. They try to get 500-600 million, 700 million. DC is not as good as Marvel. I mean, probably the weakest Marvel so far. It's probably like. Actually, I was rewatching it. I forgot the name already. Oh my god. I was just watching it now. A little piece. It's like the one where Angelina Jolie is in it. It's like where there is a cast of 15 of them or something. Now I'm super curious to find out if this is true about this Aquaman thing. Here we go. So this is US Showbiz. This is another. Okay, now this is going around. Okay, this is going around now. The Daily Mail. Okay, let's see. Now this is going around. I don't know what is this. Human Rights Judge. Mail Online. Yes, but why are you showing me this? Ah, here we go. Okay, here we go. Says here, Mail Online says, AH is being cut from Aquaman 2. Actress loses 2 million role on same day she gave Today Show interview and repeated defamatory claims that ex-husband Johnny Depp beat her up. Okay, first of all, I don't think she lost the 2 millions because I think probably they already paid her. And even if they want to get rid of her, she had a contract. I think so. I probably she can even ask for damages. Maybe she even gets damages for that. I think that would be interesting because I'm pretty sure those people have a contract. So if you breach the contract yourself, that you don't want that actor in your movie anymore, but I don't know how it works. If they respected the contract, it's like, hey, we just got your role, we don't need it, but here you got the money anyway, and you got this. So we have to see how her contract was. But sources are claiming that the 36-year-old is officially being dropped from the sequel to the 2018 movie Aquaman, in which he starred alongside Jason Momoa. The claims came after the end of sensational 6 weeks, during which Warner Brothers executive Walter Amado admitted that they previously considered recasting her. H featured in the role of Mera in the first movie. Filming on the sequel has already wrapped. However, it is now being alleged that her scenes will all be reshot with a new actress in the role. Hamada testified during H and Depp trial that there were delays in announcing H would appear in the second movie because producers were having conversation about recasting her. News of H alleged recast comes just hours after she doubled down on her allegation of abuse against Depp during an explosive Today interview with Savannah Guthrie, in which she blasted unfair verdict. The interview marked the first time that H had spoken out publicly since the jury ruled that she defamed her ex-husband and ordered her to pay $10 million in damages, or which is $8,350,000. Depp was ordered to pay $2 million in compensatory damage. His legal team said last week that they may waive her payment of $8 million with deductions. I think they said that. They said that it was never about the money, but I don't think they said they don't want to have the money, especially if she appeals. Man, this woman has done more to destroy her career than anything else, than anybody else could do. So also now US Showbiz says AH is being cut from Aquaman 2. Actress loses 2 million role on the same day. But this is just a repetition of the same article we just read. So yeah, make of this what you will. I mean, it's still not an official source. I mean, if we don't see like literally, what is this? Here we go. AH denied being cut from Aquaman 2 and called the recasting claim slightly insane. After reports surfaced she was out of the Warner Brothers film following the Johnny Depp defamation trial. This might be an older article though. Says somewhere Fox News. Or she claims she's still Aquaman. The rumor mill continues as it has from day one. Inaccurate, insensitive, and slightly insane, H representative told Fox News Digital. I think that this is an older. I think this is an older thing, though, huh? This is not right now. I have this sense that I think I've already heard this before. I'm slightly confused, honestly. Alright guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up for today. I just wanted to make a little bit of, I'm getting like little dry tongue, so to speak. I think we've been on for at least I think we've been on at least for an hour, I suppose. So tomorrow, don't forget that I'm gonna check out the interview, because I think it's gonna come out in the US 8 o'clock in the morning. So tomorrow afternoon, boom, sharp, ready. I'll wait for the new interview. We'll go through it together. We gotta do it, eh? Like I said in the beginning, after all, she's doing something good for YouTubers. Making some entertainment out of it. At least some benefits from it. Guys, I want to thank you so much for the support. Thank you for all the 800 of you in the chat. It's always a pleasure. If you haven't watched the video interview of today, you're welcome to do so. If you want to help the channel, most likely you're already subscribed. If you're not, it would be awesome if you do. But just a comment or just watching another video, it's more than enough, and I'm super appreciative of it. So I'll see you tomorrow. It's almost 11 o'clock here in Amsterdam. So I'll check out. If I have any news, I'll make a little video about the Aquaman situation. And guys, have a good afternoon, good evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright? Ci vediamo. Ciao. Ciao.